Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time watching me, hello, my name is Carly. The last video I posted on my channel was the worst purchases I made in my 20s. And in that video, I told you guys pretty much the biggest financial mistakes I've ever made. But for today's video, I thought I would share with you guys all the things I'm doing differently this year and how I'm not going to be making the same financial mistakes. Today's video, I'm going to share with you guys the 10 ways I'm saving money in 2020. Let me tell you guys now, some of the things I'm going to share with you are going to shock you. I am making some huge life changes in 2020 and I can't wait to tell you guys all about them. I really wanted to make this video my first video of the year because I always have a word for the beginning of the year. For 2020 for me, it's being intentional in all areas of my life, especially financially. So the question for this year is not can we afford this, it's should we afford this? We really want to be asking the smart questions like, do we need this? How can we cut back? How can we be more conscious and responsible in our decision making? I wanted to say a huge thank you to 30 Day Fitness for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get into the 10 ways I plan on saving money in 2020. The way I'm saving money is by unfollowing social media accounts that make me feel like I constantly need to be spending. One of the things I gifted to myself this Christmas was muting about 80% of the accounts I follow on Instagram. I really started to notice like a shift in my mental health, sometimes being online feeling like I constantly needed to upgrade or have the newer thing or constantly have the bigger and better thing. And I just really didn't want to have that affecting my mental health and clouding my judgment. I really want to make sure that if I'm going to make a purchase, I want to be purchasing something because I love it, not because I feel like I'm being told that I need it from social media. I no longer spend money on individual workout classes. I used to love going to SoulCycle, but I would seriously spend $30 per class to go, and I was going once a week. So that expense was around $120 a month just for one workout class. It's hard for me to even justify just the time alone it would take to commit to going to those workout classes, leaving from my house, driving to the class, taking the hour-long class, driving back home. Pretty soon it's a 2-hour commitment for one workout class. I have switched now instead to use 30 Day Fitness. It's an app on my phone that I can use whenever it's convenient for me to get workouts in. I don't have to hire a babysitter to get a workout in. I don't have to spend $30 for one workout. I can access it on my phone whenever it's convenient for me, which means I'm way more likely to work out if I can do it when I actually have free time versus having to plan and budget 2 hours into my day. 30 Day Fitness is so easy to use and so easy to customize for exactly what you want. You can set your plan difficulty. You can set the amount of times that you'd like to work out during the week. You could set the length of your workout. It's literally like training by a trainer, showing you how to do the exercise as well as having written instructions that you can follow along so you can really make sure that you're doing the exercise right. The app also has 30-day challenges like Bikini Body, Cardio Blast. You can set reminders within the app so you actually are reminded to complete your workout for the day. This is a way that you can ensure that you're working on your physical health this year and you're getting in the best shape while still working with your busy schedule. So if you guys are interested in 30 Day Fitness and you guys want to do it with me, I will have the link down below in the description where you can go and download the app. There is a free first week trial period with 30 Day Fitness, so you guys can actually download the app and test it out for the first week without having to commit to anything. I've dramatically cut back on my spending on beauty expenses. Back when I was living in LA and I was doing a lot more video and TV segments, I constantly was doing my hair. It's a very common thing in the industry to have hair extensions because a lot of the times, even if you have long hair, your hair doesn't hold style very well and you're constantly having to recurl it. Having hair extensions allows you to style your hair and that hairstyle pretty much holds. So I would get hair extensions every 3 to 4 months because when I was constantly on camera, I could go to set, they would curl my hair once in the morning and it would last throughout the whole day of shooting. So I was spending upwards of $1,000 to $2,000 every 3 to 4 months to get my hair extensions in. Pretty much everyone I knew that was either doing video or YouTube or doing some kind of on-camera work had hair extensions. It was just a very known thing. I took out my extensions for day-to-day living, so I'm saving around $1,000 to $2,000 every 3 to 4 months on that expense. This is probably the first time in ever since I've been on YouTube that I filmed with just my natural hair. Having hair extensions for that long, it kind of makes you feel like you need that look, like you need to have, you know, bachelor contestant hair, or you feel like you're just less than because you don't have the like full voluminous hair that society kind of makes you feel like you need to have in order to be more feminine. I'm just really trying, again, like I said, to be intentional and not give in to societal pressures or spend money on things that are purely aesthetic. I still might get them for special occasions or if I need them again for work, but for right now, in a time where I can justify not having them in, it's definitely wiser to save the money. The way I'm planning on saving money in 2020 is by eating lunch at home. Usually on the weekend, I will pick out what I'm going to be eating for lunch that week and I'll eat the same thing every single day. I just plan it in advance, make it in advance, and that way I can be dramatically cutting back my expenses for one meal of the day. My lunch ends up costing me around $11 for the entire week versus $11 per day if I was just running out and getting something quick like Chipotle. This is a small decision that really adds up, and I'm saving hundreds of dollars a month by just eating one meal at home. I really want to be more intentional with my food purchases in 2020 because not only do I want to save money, but I also want to be more conscious of our environment. This has really changed my thinking when I go grocery shopping. So now I think about what I'm purchasing and how I will use it. And if I think the item might only have one use, or I might only make one meal with it, and I'm not exactly sure what I'm using it for, I won't buy it. We've also dramatically cut our monthly expenses by cutting back on streaming services. We used to have HBO, Netflix, Hulu, you name it. We had pretty much all the streaming services. So we've cut back on all of that. And now I think we only have Netflix as well as Amazon because it comes in with our Prime membership. I've begun to make a rule for myself. If I'm bringing clothing items in or home items in, I need to take something out. And the way I'm saving money doing this is typically by selling something if I'm bringing something in. You can sell physically in a store like a Plato's Closet or a Crossroads or a Clothes Mentor. There's a lot of stores that you can actually sell your clothes to. You definitely get more money if you sell directly through an app, but getting any money back from something that I'm selling definitely helps me justify if I need to make a new purchase. We are really working on, as a family, finding socialization opportunities that don't involve spending money. It's especially hard in the area we live in because in the Midwest, in the winter, adults typically spend most of their socialization time at a bar or at a restaurant because there's not a ton that you can do when it's 10 degrees outside. When it's a little bit warmer outside, like the spring, the summer, the fall, we as a family love to go on walks. We love to do things that don't involve spending money. We love to pack our own meals and go on picnics as a family, go to the park. We really try to do a lot more activity-based things that don't require money. Another way that I'm saving money this year is by stopping buying fast fashion. This is something that I have been dramatically decreasing every single year, but it's definitely a continuing goal for 2020. I really want to be consuming less and buying less and not buying trendy pieces that I'm only going to wear one time. I really want to be investing in quality pieces, sustainably made pieces that will last for years to come. These pieces might be more expensive at the moment, but in the long run, I'm spending less and buying less. Plan on saving money in 2020 is by moving out of our house. This is not clickbait. This is for real. We are actually going to be moving out of this house. Back when we decided to build this house, we had just found out that I was pregnant. We were living in a smaller apartment in the city, and we knew that we needed more space. We knew living downtown in the city, it was going to be very hard to find a place that would fit our needs as a growing family and my needs as someone who works from home within our budget. So we began to look further out at houses, and a lot of the houses in our budget that we were seeing were homes that required a lot of work. This didn't really sound appealing to us, knowing that by the time when we'd be moving, I would be only a few weeks away from giving birth to our daughter, so we would have to be navigating how to have a brand new baby while also potentially having a ton of work to do on our house and a lot of construction going on. So the idea of taking on a fixer-upper really just did not seem plausible to us at that time in our life. Also at this time, my husband was a full-time law student and I was still working. So when we were looking at home options, we knew that not only did we need somewhere that had a lot of room for our growing family, but it needed to be a home that was fully move-in ready. So I would be able to work in the few moments I could get while my daughter was napping or I had someone over to babysit. Our home was built by a developer who was already building these houses. The only thing we really did was pick out the aesthetic elements of the home. All we had to do was quick select the finishes and the colors that we wanted in the home. We could move in, and all of our furniture that we already had basically worked in this house. We knew when we bought this house that this was not our forever home, but we just thought for the foreseeable future, this home would work really, really well. In case we decided to stay here for 4 to 5 years, we had the option to, because it was big enough for us to grow into, but also we knew if a different opportunity arose a year or two later, we could leave here as well. So flash forward to now, we are no longer pregnant, awaiting our first child, having a newborn baby, trying to figure out life as parents. My husband is no longer a full-time student. He has a full-time job. So now that our routines are more settled and our life is less chaotic, we decided as a family to downsize and move into a smaller home. This opportunity kind of came up all of the sudden. We weren't necessarily planning on moving, this month. But when we stumbled upon this opportunity and we were weighing the pros and cons, the pro list is just so much larger than the con list that we had to jump on it. Just to give you guys an example of how much downsizing is going to change our life, the home that we're currently in, the tax payment alone, it's at least in like the higher 5-figure range for the year. And the home that we're going to be moving into is less than $10,000 a year. So right away, just in taxes every year, we're going to be saving around $10,000. I'm not going to lie, when I first heard the opportunity for us to move, I was really stressed out, and I didn't really love it at first because I was thinking about all the things like, this is the home that we brought our daughter home into. This was her first home. But then when I started to weigh the pros and cons and saw that, yes, this is the home that we brought our daughter home to, but if we have the opportunity to save tens of thousands of dollars in a year to go to my daughter's future, that's something that I can't say no to. The sentiment might be strong in this house, but I need to make decisions for my family's future, not live in the past. Moving into this home also will change our life for so many other reasons beyond just financially. We are moving closer to the city for my husband, so this will alter his commute. So this means that this will eliminate my husband's need for a car on the day-to-day. While that sounds like so small, it's such a small change in the grand scheme of the world. I think that's what it's all about, is making those small changes that you can make in your own personal life toward being a more conscious consumer. So now that we've made this decision, I actually feel really excited about it. Like I said, the home is a much older home. It's a fixer-upper style home, but we are going to be making changes to it to make it reflect more of our style as a family. I'm also going to be decorating this home completely differently than the house you see behind me. The gray is now dead to me. We're not going to be painting this house gray again. We're completely changing everything from the style you see behind me. So I think it'll be really exciting to have a fresh new start, really change up our style, and document the whole process for you guys. All right, guys, those were the 10 ways I plan on saving money in 2020. If you enjoyed this very personal video and me opening up and being honest with you guys, please give this video a thumbs up to let me know. Also, let me know down below in the comments if any of these ways resonated with you, or if you have other ways that you plan on saving money in 2020. I would love to hear your advice on how you plan on changing your financial habits. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!